Hi, welcome back to Will Candles. My name is Sherry and I make videos all about candle making in the candle business. Today's video is going to be about do-it-yourself candle labels that you can make at home. I also have some breaking news from CandleScience, which is really exciting, and I will share that with you in just a moment. My grandson was born October the 5th. He came in at a whopping 8 pounds and 2 ounces, and his name is Alexander, and he is just, I'm a little slightly biased, but that's okay. But he's just as cute as he can be, and he was welcomed by the families, and we just love and adore him already, and new baby and family are safe at home. Okay, so to get started at home to make your candle labels, the first thing that you're going to want to do is decide the size of the label that you need. So I have on the table, I have a few jars. I have this one, which is the CandleScience straight-sided 9-ounce jar. I also have their 3-wick tumbler jar, and I also have a 10-ounce jar that I get from another company. There are some similar jars like this on CandleScience, but I wanted to give you a few different variations. So I have a tape measure here. This is from the James Cancer Hospital. Probably one of their little freebie gifts that they give out. But you can use this to actually measure how you want your candle label to look on your jar. So let's say, for instance, this one, and I'm going to just go ahead, and I got lotion on my hand, so it's kind of blurring up the candle jar there. So like where my thumb is a 0. So I should say the thumb on my left hand, this hand is at a 0. This hand is at a 3. So from 0 to 3, you can see that that is fairly a good size width to go across a candle jar. Okay, so then you also want to measure what the height of this jar is going to be. Yes, I'm struggling here to get it so that you can see it. Okay, so where this finger is on this hand is a 0, and down below, right in the middle of this jar, so from the top to the bottom is 2 inches. So ideally, the candle label for this jar, which is the size that I use, is a 3-inch wide by 2-inch in height. So basically a 2x3, or if you prefer, 3x2. And that has worked well for me. I've seen some candle makers go much smaller than that. So that decision is totally up to you, how you want your labels to appear on your candles. Next, I'll do the 3-wick tumbler. So on this, gosh, you can see all my, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see all my fingerprints like all over this jar. But we're still going to work with it because I'm just special. Okay, so we're going to do, once again, we're going to do, if I can get it on here, if I can hold it correctly. So on this side here is the 0, and we're going to go across here. Oh, I'm probably doing this like the most awkward way you can possibly do it. Is a 3. Okay, so that's 0 to 3, which this is a 0, this is 3. And then from top to bottom, again, this thumb here is at 2 inches. And I think that that is a fair height. The only other possibility I thought for this one, so the same measurement as the straight-sided jar is the label size that I use on this as well. And I had considered doing a 4-inch wide label in width, and then because that kind of wraps around the jar. I've seen labels go even further around the jar. So once again, it is totally up to you. So where this thumb is here, that is 4 inches, and where this thumb is, it is 0. So that's a pretty good size label. Now, the reason why I don't go much higher like up on here, because it depends. Like if you have one of the metal lids, it's going to come down on here about 1/4 of an inch, and it may overlap your label, so you want to be careful of that. And I think a little bit of the candle, I prefer that a little bit of the candle shows. I know like if you go like to Bath and Body Works, sometimes they have like this casing that covers the whole jar, and you can't really even see the candle till you take the lid off and look inside. So once again, that is a choice that's up to you. Now for this one, I personally went with a square. So I went with, and again, with my, I don't know, I had this all planned out, but the plan, well, I'm working with it. Okay. So this finger up here is where the 0 is. And I went down as far as 2 inches where my thumb is. And I also went 0 to 2. No, I didn't. Did I do? I think I did a 3. Yeah, I did. I did a 3 by 3 square. So this being 0 and this being 3. So yeah. So that's 3 inches tall, and that's where it's going to fall in there from finger to finger. And then 3 inch across. From, let's get it smooth here. Dun, dun, dun. From finger to finger, makes it 3 inches across. So that is just, now that I have survived that, that is just one way that you can try to go and figure out a good size label for your candles. The other way is, I don't know about other websites, but I do go onto CandleScience, and they give you like a maximum size space on for that particular candle jar that you could create a label from. So let's get on CandleScience's website and let's take a look at how that works if you were to go onto the website and take a look at what they suggest as a candle label size. Okay, so we are on CandleScience, and we are going to look up a label size for a candle jar. So let's just go into candle making supplies, down here to candle jars, and let's go down to a candle jar that I often use. Let's see where it is. Go show more. And okay, here we are. So this medium straight-sided jar is the one that I use. Nope, wrong one. That's a twist top. We got to go back and get the, a minute. Let's see. There's a difference between the twist top and the threaded. Okay, so let's just put this in the search bar. Medium straight-sided. Here we go. Threaded jar. Okay, so here we go. Here's the medium straight-sided jar, and notice that says threaded, and we're going to go down here, and right here it tells you the max labeling area, which is 9 inches by 2.375 inches, and it also has it in centimeters. So I'm going to take it that it's 9 inches to completely surround the candle jar. And then the height is going to be as high as 2.375. So I did the 3 inch by 2 inch because that is what was available to me as a candle label off of Avery. Okay, so that's just real simple. If you want to check like the 3-wick jar, you just put in your 3-wick tumble jars. There it is, the 3-wick tumble jar, and go down here. And right here is the max labeling area, 12.5 inches in width and 3 inches tall is the max. So it's pretty simple. And if you did not purchase candle jars off of here, you can simply go down through their candle jars and maybe find something similar to a candle jar that you have purchased somewhere else and go by that measurement. Okay, so now that you have your candle label size that you have decided on to work with for your candles, we want to go visit the Avery Label online store. There you're going to find all their different sizes. You can get white labels. You can get what you call craft paper, which is like kind of the look and texture of a paper bag. You can get clear labels. As far as your printer, I just have my basic Epson printer that I've always had. I've had it now for several years, and it prints my labels out just fine, but I don't do the glossy ones, and I do believe that it does print even the glossy labels. So what you want to do is just make sure that you check, and Avery will give you the information for which printer to use, or what type of printer, I should say, to use for that particular label. So let's go into Avery and find what preset measured labels that they already have. What we don't want to do is create a label size that is not already a size that exists on Avery.com. So we want to make sure that the size that we choose, that label template is going to be available on Avery. So let's go check that out. Another way to find or determine what size label you're going to need for your candle jar is on Avery. And you can actually go on here and look right here in blank labels. And it says blank labels by the sheet from Avery. And then you come down here and you can shop by use. So that's shop by shape, shop by use, shop by material. So since we know that we are dealing with candles, we're going to shop by use. So you click on there, and then right over here where this candle jar is, you see blank candle labels, and then you would click on there. And as you go down the sheet, you can see all the different like circles and oval shapes, and you can keep flipping. As you can see, there's up to 12 pages of different sizes of these. And on Canva, you can create labels in a rectangle side, and when you upload it on here, you can either do horizontal or vertical. You can also create labels in an oval size. You can create labels in a square. Just make sure it has the word sticker at the end, and that should pretty well give you the measurements that you need for these. Now right here is a little secret gem. Download candle label size guide. This is, I'm going to go ahead and click this out. This right here can really be of great help. So over here is kind of what the jars look like. Jelly jars, mason jars, status jars, straight-sided jars. And for instance, the 9.3 ounce, there's the rectangle, square, round labels, oval labels, and round label bottoms. And that would be good for your warning labels. You can also customize your own warning labels to make them stay, or you could even add your city and state onto the warning label. You can add the name of the candle onto the warning label. Like I have some fancy candle vessels that I'm going to be using for the holidays, and they don't have a way to put a sticker on the side, so I will have to add that information and a sticker on the bottom of the candle. But this right here can be a lifesaver, and you can save this. You can print it out if need be, and so there you go. So that is another way for you to find out what size label you need for your candle jar. Okay, so now that you have locked in the size, you've went to Avery, you've seen, oh yes, they have this label available in this size. So now we are going to hop onto Canva, and I'm going to walk you through how to make a basic candle label. We are now on Canva, and this is where we are going to create our candle label before we upload it to the Avery website, where it creates the sheet that we can print out with their template. So since we already decided we are going to do a 3 inches wide by 2 inches high label, we're going to go down here to custom size. And I'm going to pretend like I don't see that down there. And I'm going to show you how to put this in. So we're going to change the pixels 2 inches. And with the width, we're going to put in a 3. And with the height, we're going to put in a 2. And it's going to let us create a new design. Okay, so now we have a blank canvas to work on. And we are going to go over here. Up and down here is where we can do different things. We can get elements, which is like pictures and graphics and special effects, things of that nature. Text, your brand, things that you may have saved on there. Uploads, where you'll get pictures, which is actually where we can pull like logos from that we've created and saved on our laptops and things like that. And on down, you can pull different things in. So for right now, we are just going to put some basic text on our candle label. Okay, so this is rather large. We are going to downsize this, a bit. And then to change this font, we are going to go up here while it is still highlighted, and we're going to click on the actual font, and we're going to go down here and find a font that let's try this and see. No, that's kind of interesting. Okay, so we want to do something basic. I don't know. Let me think real quick. So let's just do some basic, maybe warm vanilla. How about that? Okay, so now in this font, since it's made it a bit smaller, let's go ahead and capitalize that. And capitalize this as well. Okay. We can go ahead and increase this size, and we can do it up here. And also I want to bring these 2 words closer together, and you would do that using this little arrow here, which would be for spacing. So when we click on that, we can either move the letters further apart or closer together, or we can change the space that's in between each line. So for this candle label, we want to bring the words closer together so that we can utilize all of our space. And let's see how that's going to look. Okay, that looks pretty good. So let's move it up here. Okay, so let's just say that we want to put, let's just pick this one. Okay. We want to put some of the fragrance notes that are in this particular candle. And I'm just putting some random things. So I'm going to do vanilla, of course. And then we'll just do, I don't know, some mint. Oops. And some powder. Yes, that is actually a fragrance note, believe it or not. And that's good enough for now. We're just making this up. I don't know of any candle that actually contains these 3 things, but it's what we're going with just for the looks. Okay, so we're going to change that font, try to get it. There we go. That was a good choice. Okay. Let's bring that in just a little closer. So we're going to highlight it, and then we're going to go up here to the letter spacing. We're going to slide that to the left to bring it in a little tighter. That looks pretty good right there. Okay, and click out here on the side, and then that all goes away. Okay, I think I want to also add which in most states it is required that we add the net weight of this candle. So we're going to do a net weight of 7 ounces. And we are also going to put the grams, which is 198 grams. And I don't believe that this needs to be this large, because this isn't the information that is going to sell this candle. First of all, let's go ahead and change the font on this. No, I'm not that crazy about that. Nor that one. Okay, so let's make it a little smaller. And that can actually come down a bit. Okay, about right there. And we're going to bring this down just a bit. So it is the name of the candle along with the fragrance notes that is actually going to sell this candle. People want to know, what does this candle smell like? So your name is the largest font, and your fragrance note should be the second largest and should be very obvious to see. I know that there are candle labels that are named like nostalgic names, like Campsite Fire or different things like that, but I like to try to name my candles to convey to the customer what this candle is going to smell like. And even the word warm gives a whole different feeling to this vanilla. We always say vanilla, but it's actually vanilla, I guess. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments which one would be correct. But we are going to go ahead and add a little bit of, a little personality to this candle. So let's do a search over here, and let's do vanilla and see what pops up. So I chose to look down through the graphics. We want to add a little something over here. Not actually seeing what I had hoped to see. Let's try, oh wait a minute, let's put another L in there. Vanilla bean, and let's see how that does. Okay, so that does a little bit better. And my particular printer that I use which is a real basic printer. It's not like some high priced inkjet printer. It's just a basic one that I have used for quite some time. It doesn't really print white. So for this basic candle label, I'm going to try to keep things simple. I can use some things with some color, but for this purpose I am going to try to stick with black and white. And maybe I could do yellow actually. Okay, so this doesn't look too bad. And it doesn't give me the option, so I'm going to kind of turn this a little bit, maybe make it a little smaller. Maybe turn it some more. Be even smaller. Let's see. Right down. Let's see how that looks. Kind of quirky. Not exactly what I was looking for, but we are going to work with it. Okay. And this right here, you can see if that it is set to be centered, where it's aligned. So I'm going to just change this word to align to the left. And I'm going to duplicate this by clicking on this plus sign so that it is exactly the same. And I can flip this so that it is the opposite of this. And you go right up here to flip. We want to do a horizontal flip. And I can even have it go a little smaller, give it a little turn maybe, bring it in. Let's see. Not quite the effect. Let's just remember that this is practice. This is just a sample. Okay, not quite what I was looking for, so let's just remove that one. And let's go for a few lines. So let's click out of this vanilla bean. Let's see if we can put a line below here. Let's see. And about right there. I don't think it needs to be that thick. So you can change the thickness of that line style. So that is a 4. The line weight is a 4. And I'm just going to take it down a notch to a 3. And click on that and let's see how that looks. Not so bad. Let's try it again and let's do rounded edges and let's take it down to a 2. Let's see how that goes. And let's go ahead and recenter the word warm. Up here where it says alignment, we're going to click it back till it's in the middle. Okay, now somewhere along the line, you may want to put your company name, and we can do that in one or two ways. We can do it with text, which we'll put it at the very top, and we will certainly decrease the size. That is not what sells the candle. Don't forget, it's the name of the candle and the fragrance notes. The main focus should be, I'm just going to go ahead and put, let's see. Let's put Susie Candle Co. And we might want to bring that down just a little bit to make sure that it doesn't get in the cutoff section. And to kind of balance this out, you could even take Susie Candle Co. actually, and you could put it over here to the right to kind of balance where this kind of offsets. So let's bring it in just a little bit. Okay, so that is pretty well as basic of a candle label that you can get, but what it does is it lets you know that this is a warm vanilla. It gives you 3 of the top fragrance notes, maybe one from the top, one from the middle, and one from the base. It gives you your net weight in ounces and grams. Oh, one thing I forgot, we have to put the G here to let them know this measurement is, let's see. It's always tricky how we get in here. Nope. Okay, if this happens and we can't get, we'll come up from the bottom. Let's see, there we go. No, that's not what we want to do. Why this will not let me get back in here, I'm not sure. Okay, so one way to definitely get back into here is to go up here to position, and we can look into the layers. So it is going to show you all the different things that are on this label. So we want to get into this font or this text right here. And so that highlights that. And so to get in there, Let me see. Nope. We did something wrong here. Okay. What is the deal with this? Okay, let me move this away. How about that? Now we are in here. Okay. There we go. Then tap out to the side to make sure that looks okay. Now we can put our line back in place and make sure it is centered top to bottom. That red line that you see, that is centering that directly in the middle. And you kind of have to eyeball it to get it in between where you want it to go. Okay, so that's it. Once you have created your design, you're going to go up here and click on share, and you are going to download this. And it's going to be in the PNG ping format, which is suggested. Hit download again. And once it downloads, you can tap it, and there it is over here. And we are going to add that to our photos, because once we get over to Avery, we're going to upload this image from our photos to print it onto the template paper. Okay, so that is pretty much how you create a basic design, and it is so good and so valuable to get onto Canva and to learn some different things. I know we just went through this real quick because my goal was not to teach you designing on Canva. It was to show you how easy and inexpensive it can be to print labels at home. So we are going to stay focused on our goal, and we are now going to go back to Avery. Okay, so we're going to go back to Avery, and I hope that you wrote down the template number. If you didn't, just go back in and put in the type of label that you want and the measurements, and your template number should pop up. You should see the one that you selected from earlier. And you're going to go in there and you're going to find your template for your candle label. We are at the final step for creating our labels. And just remember, it's very important that you had already established that the size of the label that you are going to create is available in an Avery label. So let's go down here, and I always click at the top. I don't know. I don't think it makes a difference. And we're going to do a rectangle label because I know that's the label size that I want to do. So we can just click on rectangle. We're going to rectangle label and we're just going to click this out, any size label. So here's rectangle. You could also have found this by going through the shop by the item that you want to put a label on. So when we clicked on the candle label earlier, so we already know that we want this label to be 2 inches high, and we also know that we want it to be 3 inches wide. And that is the exact size measurement that we created our candle label design over on Canva. So here you will see that you have the scallop label, rectangle scallop label, which means that the corners are like what you call cutaway, something like that. That is not the design that I wanted to have, and I just wanted to have a pretty basic rectangle label. And here it is with a 2x3 rectangle label. So we are going to click on that. And here, this is, of course, what it would cost if they print it for you, which they say right here, let us print it for you. But we are not going to have them to print it for us. And get our template for this product, which is the Avery Template Presta 94237. And we are actually going to start designing. Now we are not going to choose these blank canvases here because we have we have a complete design, and we are going to upload our complete design. So we're going to click right there. You can either do this in vertical format, which is the format that I create my labels for my wax melts, and I use my horizontal format for my candles. Now, there may be some instances where you may have a candle size that may call for a vertical label, but for my purposes, I am going to use the horizontal label, and we're going to select and customize. Okay, so here we are going to upload our file, and we're going to click right here. And we're going to go back and grab the candle label that we made. And I believe it is this one here. And since we already made it in the correct size to fit this label, it is going to fit perfectly, as you can see. So the next step is customize. Now on this step, let's say we didn't create it in the correct size. Let's say we did a oval label or a different size label and it wasn't the correct size. This is where you could stretch and make it fit. But here we created it in the exact size, so you don't see any of the gray in this area here. So we know that it is a really good fit. We have all of our key elements, our text, images inside of this red line. And you definitely do not want to exceed the blue line. We can just click this out here. Okay, so we are going to preview and print. So this is our preview. So this is what it looks like on the template paper. Now I do have a craft template paper, which is like brown, like a paper bag brown. That is what I use for my candles, and I wasn't going to buy something different just for demonstration purposes. So I am going to print this onto that. But to ensure that you have everything within the lines that they're going to be cut, you can click on this zoom here and you can just zoom in, and this is the cutting line right here. So as you can see, everything is within the cutting line. It is nice, even, actually not a bad candle label, seeing that I just kind of created it on a whim. So we can put this back to how it was. And next thing we want to do is go over here. We want to get our PDF to print. So we are going to click on this, and they're going to tell us that we need to save it. You have unsaved changes. Also, you will need to create an account with Avery. So don't forget that. So create your account with Avery. And also Canva has free accounts. You won't be able to use all of the designs with the little crowns beside them, because those are pro Canva users. And like I said, it's only $12.99 a month on Canva to use that. Avery account, of course, is free. So we are going to save this project, and I'm going to put in here, let's see, oh, we're going to delete this out. And we are just going to put test candle label for YouTube, and that should get it. Okay, save to, well, this is 2 because I saved another one from previously. Okay, save to your account, which means if you save it to your account, and let's say this particular candle label you want it to print out again, you could just go into your account and pull up your previous saved designs, and you can print straight from there instead of recreating it again. Okay, your project is saved online. Got it. And now we get to download the PDF that we just created. And there's printing tips over here, so you can read that as it is appropriate for you and however you're designing your labels. Okay, and there is the PDF print, and we simply just go up here to file. And I am working on a MacBook Pro, so I don't know what it's going to look like on your laptop or desktop computer. But on MacBook Pro, you just go up here and click on File. You go all the way down here to Print. Okay, so once you click print, you want to make sure it's going to the correct printer, which this is the only printer I have in the house, and that will tell you exactly which printer I'm using so that you will know if you actually purchase a printer exactly like this. Even though I've had this, it's worked wonders for me. I love this printer, and I've had it for some time, and it still works perfectly. My presets, I just use my default settings, and I'm only going to make one copy. and US letter size, which is the size of the template paper. Orientation is here, and we have a preview in the screen. We have it scaled 100%. Did not need to click scale to fit. This is a pre-made template, so everything is already sized for you, and we're making 1 copy per page. And all we would do is click this print button, which I am not going to click it now with the fact that I am recording my computer screen. I am going to click this print button using my camera so that you can see me load the template paper into my printer machine, or copier, I should say. No, printer. Oh, I'm extra silly. It's like it's getting late. Okay, but I'm going to stop here, and then we're going to pick right back up with creating your test labels. Okay, we are ready to put in, so there's the screen with the print button ready to enable. This is our craft paper from Avery. And I don't know, I think you can see the little squares there. Okay, so all I'm going to do is take 1 sheet, and this is the printer. This is what it looks like. And it has served me well. I've had it, I know, more than 2 years. I can't even remember how long I've had it, but it has never failed me. So I am just lining up 1 sheet because my copy print paper is already in there, and it's already been positioned as it always is. And I just make sure that it is in there as needed. Oops, the screen's going dim over here. Okay, so we are connected to the printer. I didn't do a wireless out here because I just relocated my office space. So, okay, so we are all set. I've already gone over what the settings are, and you can see my ring light in there. So I'll stay back at the angle, and we are going to make sure we have 1 copy per page. We are going to click on print, and it should be, move this out the way. And voila, just like that, we have 8 labels to work with. Not bad. So I'm going to put one of these on a candle so that you can see how easy and simple this is. And let's not talk about inexpensive. Okay, so I have applied one of the stickers to actually a test candle that I had. But how about that? That's not bad for made at home. You would never know. And I love the texture and the feel of the craft paper. So also on Amazon, these labels are available. You get 15 sheets. There are 120 labels for $24.29. If I would have printed these out on Canva, 100 stickers, not 120, but 100 stickers would have cost $45, plus you would have had to have waited to have them delivered and hope they were correct, where these are printed for you instantly and you can use them the same day. Okay, so I hope this video was really helpful to you guys. I tried my best to make it. This was the first, trying to juggle jars and measuring tapes. But it is important how you create the look and the brand of your candles. So you want to take into consideration that customers, I should say, they're probably initially attracted to the look of that candle label, but what could override that is they are looking for the scent, or what does that candle smell like. So the name of your candle and different fragrance notes from that candle fragrance needs to be very obvious on your candle label, because they are probably going to make their decision whether to buy or not buy that particular candle based on that label. So labels are very, very important. Another thing I would advise you is you can look at other people's labels. You can go into the store and you can look at different candle labels. Do not copy, or do not be tempted to copy what a label looks like, because it is not going to be true to your brand. Only you know what vision you have for your brand and what you're trying to project. You know, like if you want to be sleek and modern, or if you want to be minimal, or if you want to be country, or if you want to be all about a foodie candle company, or if you want the moon and the stars and the galaxy. Always be true to your brand, because then when people see other products that you make or other labels that you make, they're going to be able to identify with your brand. I mean, let's face it, I'll often use Nike. Well, maybe we'll just do Adidas. But we can probably see Adidas brand from a country mile away and know that that is Adidas. And yeah, back to Nike. We can probably see Nike from 2 country miles away and know that that is Nike. So make sure that you are, that you are being brand focused when you're creating your label. You know, have fun with it. Canva is a place of discovery and for creativity. By all means, go on YouTube and look at some, people who are more suitable to teach you all the ins and outs about Canva. Today we did a real basic, simple candle label that I thought could at least get you started and at least get you a little bit familiar with Canva. So have fun with it. Make sure that you focus on the fragrance notes and the fragrance name. Like if you name it some, like Kickin' Boots candle scent, no one is really going to know what Kickin' Boots candle scent is about. So make sure that that candle and that label is a reflection of what it smells like, because that's what you need to let them know. What does this candle smell like? What kind of experience are you going to have with this candle? And I think that's it as far as I have for the candle labels. Now, I want to give you the breaking news about CandleScience. Okay, you know I got my handy dandy notes. I got them actually on cards down here. So the big news for CandleScience is, drum roll please, yeah, fancy drum roll, is that they are having a grand opening of a showroom that was designed for candle makers. They are actually located in Durham, North Carolina. And I got this through an email. So it is a retail space, so you can actually purchase at the time that you're going through their showroom, but it gives you the opportunity to smell every single fragrance that they have. It gives you the opportunity to look at all of their containers and compare. And it also allows you to meet other candle makers and be a part of that community and a part of that experience, and maybe ask them questions. Well, how are you doing? Well, where are you at with your candle journey? I think that this is very much worthwhile for me to make a trip to Durham, North Carolina, which my wheels are already turning like, okay, when am I going to plan this trip? I got to go and create a video for you guys. But they will be doing, I think, some live shots on Instagram. So the grand opening is scheduled for Wednesday, October the 11th, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And they said that they will have some live Instagram shots on there. So go ahead and check that out. But yes, I did have to share the news with you about CandleScience. So once again, I would like to thank all my new subscribers. I would like to thank you always for your amazing questions and your compliments. I really do appreciate them. We do have a new private member, and her name is, pardon me if I mess this up a little bit, but I'm doing the best that I can. I think it's Leticia, and you can comment in the comments down below and let me know if I said it right. So we have Peter, Catherine, and now we have Leticia, and welcome aboard. We have a good time in our private chat. That is for members only. So if you guys want to consider that, there's a join button down below. And at this time, I'd like to invite you, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you can hit the subscribe button down below and also hit the little bell, and it will notify you whenever I put up new videos. So any questions or comments, please leave them below. I will put links down below for CandleScience, for Avery, and for Canva. along with my usual links that I always leave below. Also, if there's anyone brand new to us and you are looking for candle equipment, candle supplies, the links below will also guide you to that. And I think that's it for today. So I would like to wrap this up, and I hope you found it helpful. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.